Hey, my friends, and thank you for coming by. For those of you who did not know me, I'm Tom, and I'm a graduate of I will forever call the place Trenton State College from back in 1995. It's now called the College of New Jersey. Now, those of you locally may have known me as TW or Crazy Tom from my younger days. You know how fiery and crazy I can get. But what many of you don't know is that I'm a diehard supporter. As a matter of fact, over 25 years, going on my 26th, supporting an organization which technically I have no affiliation with, but the reason being, well, they happen to be a female organization. This organization is a Greek organization which is found in many collegiate areas throughout the nation, and that is women's fraternity Zeta Tau Alpha. Now, the reason why they're called a fraternity is because they do not have a big brother fraternity, so technically they are not a sorority. Last year, I raised money for the Zeta Tau Alpha Foundation, and I plan on doing it again for my Giveback weekend, which is the 8th through the 11th of March, of course the 10th being my 47th birthday. Now, for those of you who need a little background, Zeta Tau Alpha has been around since October of 1898 when it was founded at what's now called Longwood University out in Farmville, Virginia. Now, during my college years back in the 90s, I got to know the ladies from Iota Gamma, which is at the College of New Jersey, and the 194th link of ZTA. I remember a lot of them very well, and even a few I'm still friends with today, 25 some years later. Understanding their slogans and battle cry made me want to make a personal lifestyle out of it. And for the fact that I've supported them since late 1993, with other campuses being involved over the years, like, for instance, 25 years ago, I walked in front of the ZTA house at Florida State University, and I'll never forget seeing the sidewalk painted and the words that said, "Love, the greatest thing." Little did I realize how much those words would make such an impact. And it really changed the way I kind of wanted to go about things. It's such a simple phrase. Love is the greatest of all things, but why do we make it so hard? Now, of course, there were other things that went into it, but I'm not going to get into that. What I want to tell you is ZTA has given me so much support over the last 25 or so years. Like I said last year, I raised $185 for the Zeta Tau Alpha Foundation. My goal was $253, but I fell a little bit short. But this year, I want to try and break that. My goal is $256. How did I come up with that amount? Well, it's $1 for each chapter historically in existence, whether or not the chapter is active or not. To give you a background on the Zeta Tau Alpha Foundation, they're a foundation of support whom encourages everyone to think pink, and by the way, that is a Zeta Tau Alpha trademark dating back to 2004, with breast cancer education and awareness efforts, that's their philanthropy, including partnerships with Bright Pink, the NFL, and the American Cancer Society. Founded in 1954, they support programs that are educational, philanthropic, and always responsive to the needs of a changing society, further enhancing Zeta Tau Alpha's leadership position in the fraternity/sorority community and its influence in the world. For instance, what they do is support scholarships, educational programming, leadership development, and philanthropy. Think Pink efforts by ZTA support the fight against breast cancer by recognizing survivors, the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walks, raising awareness through the distribution of pink ribbons at NFL crucial catch games, especially in October, and educating through Bright Pink Brighten Up workshops. I know that's a mouthful, but I'm trying to say it as best I can. If you want more information on what the Zeta Tau Alpha Foundation's like, visit zetataualpha.org/foundation. This foundation, led by a volunteer board of directors, raises funds for educational and philanthropic programs that meet the ever-changing needs of the fraternity, community, and college campuses. And yes, it is very easy to ignore the accomplishments of those in the Greek community because, I mean, there's so many things, and unfortunately those outside those communities look at them mostly the wrong way. But I do know that Greeks do good things, and people recognize that. Hanging around ZTA as long as I have, I mean, after all, I might technically be outside the circle, but you know what? I know what they do. And they do a lot of wonderful things. I know all other sororities and fraternities do good things as well. I just wish they would get more of the recognition than they've been given. In fact, with Zeta Tau Alpha, me being a fan since late 1993, I've been the Founders Day writer for every Founders Day they've had on October 15th, and it started way back in 1998 when they had their centennial, and I've written them like 21 years now, and I plan on writing another one this coming October. And although the accomplishments tend to be ignored, we have to remember something. You're talking about 250,000 ladies through this organization, through currently being sisters, alumni, or otherwise. They really do a lot of good stuff. They really, really do. And that's why my Giveback weekend on March 8th through the 11th is going to be a big weekend, because I want to bust that goal. And my hope is that you'll consider donating to such a wonderful organization. What I did below this video is I left the link that you can go directly to on Facebook. Now, if you can't get there, just visit me at facebook.com/crazytom, and Crazy Tom is one word, by the way, and I'll be able to directly send you the link if you would like. But I really do want to do something good and something that gives back to an organization that indirectly, in some ways, has given so much back to me that I don't think I can ever equal. But one thing is for sure. I know I get criticism a lot for doing things like this, and somebody asked me recently, why are you doing such a fundraiser which technically you're not a member of? Well, I gave him an interesting answer, and I kind of gave a little bit of a spin-off of a famous quote that Deb Enser, who had been the executive director of Zeta Tau Alpha for 30 years up until her passing in 2014, she said something that really struck some years back, and it read like this: do the right thing for the right reason all the time. And in a way, it's kind of a little bit of a spin-off regarding Dr. Martin Luther King and his quote, "The time is always right to do what is right." So to answer that critic's questions, I said, well, I wanted to do the right thing for the right reason, for a good reason, for a good cause, just because I believe in this cause. And I'm not going to allow any critic to get into my line of thinking and detour what I want to do. Let the doubters be the doubters and the believers be the believers. Or maybe I should say it better in saying, let the doubters doubt and the believers believe. That might be the best way about it. So again, check below the video for the link if you wish to make a donation to the Zeta Tau Alpha Foundation. I'll be having this fundraiser, I believe, to like the 12th or 13th of March, so feel free to chime in and show your support. And for chapters such as Rhode Island, LSU, the College of New Jersey, my home base, and a couple of others, thank you guys for checking it out, and I'm hoping you'll be able to spread the word to your fellow sisters and alumni. I know ZTA has given so much to me that I really didn't necessarily deserve. But what's the best way to show your appreciation? You give back. And that's what I plan on doing this weekend. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. And even though I can't crown myself by holding one hand with the phone and the other with the script I'm trying to read, I thank you for taking the time to watch the video. And like I said, any questions, feel free to reach me, facebook.com/crazytom. Send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to send you the link if you can't quite get it through YouTube.